Hi guys, how are you? And welcome back to another video. My name is George, and in today's video we're actually going to be having a look at the Cadisen model number C2029g. Now this would be, in my book, in the fashion watches category, since I paid only 17 euros for it, or the equivalent of around $20 from GearBest. Now we all know that the Cadisen C1009g, I think is the model number, was one of the best watches that you could buy from GearBest around a couple of years ago. Featured a fully automatic Miota movement for under $50, which is unbelievable. And I actually went to have a look and see if you can find a, not a similar spec, if you can find a watch with the same kind of level of finishing for less than that if it's not an automatic. So without further ado, let's get into the box and see what we have. Now, this would be your, it's a cardboard box, and this would be your typical Cadisen box. So pretty much all their watches, as far as I know, come into this box. This is the Cadisen standard box. Now, out of the box, take that out. You have a bit of paperwork, as usual. You have your instruction manual, which we're not going to use, so we're completely going to ignore. Please read this manual before use. No, take that away. You have your warranty certificate, blah blah blah, open that. No, pretty much the exact same thing. I own the watch that I was talking to you about earlier on, and I have it in the exact same box and with the exact same paperwork. Now, throw that away. You have a small little, sorry, I'm moving the camera there, a small little screwdriver that will help you adjust your strap for your wrist, because I went for the mesh strap, so it has a little clasp there that you need to pop open with this. So put that away as well. And then we have the watch. So just take that out of the plastic. Very nice sounding plastic there. It's very satisfactory. Now put all this away. So there's the watch. Nice clean dial. The red Cadisen logo on top on the 12 o'clock hour there. You have the second marker there with the orange arm, which is very nice. Now, specs wise, you have a 42mm case, you have a 12mm thickness, you have a 22 millimeters lug to lug, and you have a 49 for my measurements, because it's not specified, 49 on the measurements, on my measurements from lug tip to lug tip. So the watch is actually pretty big, I would say, and it wears pretty, because I have this watch for about a day now, and it still wears pretty small on the wrist, even though I don't have a pretty big wrist, but that's just in my opinion. So you have the crown at the 2 o'clock position, which I think is kind of cool, instead of having it at the 3, and you have a Hardlex sapphire, crystal, slightly domed, that would actually kind of give it that classic look. Turning the back around, the case is actually made out of alloy, so it's not stainless steel, but a stainless steel back. And on the back you have the Cadisen logo engraved on it, which is kind of nice. Nothing's applied, so the Cadisen logo. And you have the model number, 3 atmospheres, water resistance, stainless steel back. And on the case, these are actually these are not the indices. They're not painted. They're actually applied, which I think was a nice touch. And the hour and the minute arm are pretty thin, which you would think would make it kind of harder to read, but the dial's pretty simple, so it's actually very easy to read. Even in poor, well, not in poor lighting, because you're not going to have a look, you're not going to look at the time when it's like in blank darkness, because there's no lume on it. So having a look at the strap. Now, I decided to go for this mesh strap because I haven't owned one of these straps before, and I just wanted to see how it feels and how it is. And having the watch for about a day now and wearing it for the day that I had it is, it's kind of cool because it's actually pretty comfortable, and you can have, there's no micro adjustments or anything. You can make it as big and as small as you like for your wrist, because this little mechanism here kind of glides up and down. So this is where the little screwdriver comes into play, where you can just pop this open and slide it up and down to make it suit your wrist thickness. So my only complaint is that the noise and this end here on the strap feels kind of cheap, and it makes this annoying kind of loose noise, but other than that, it's actually pretty good. And it's like it's not a lot of jiggle here at the lugs. And another thing is that the fact that it's already scratched. So I don't actually know if it was a second-hand one that was put on the strap or whatever, but I only did it once, so I wouldn't see why I would get it scratched. And actually the finishing on this is actually pretty poor. So otherwise the watch looks pretty good, and it has, like I said, even on the case, this lovely polish. So it's not a high polish finish, but still makes it look nice and classy and pretty smooth. So I'll put it on the wrist to show you guys how it looks like. Now, I'm just going to move that away. To be completely honest, I'm actually pretty impressed. So for around $20 to get a watch like this, and now there you go. It sits pretty nice and pretty snug. So if you turn it around, there you go. It's actually pretty nice and pretty comfortable. So that kind of like folds in there, and it's adjusted to my wrist. And I have a 6.3-inch wrist, and it's not a very big wrist, to be completely honest. So I had smaller watches that were a lot bigger. I actually kind of like it. In fairness, I would change the strap. I would put something a bit more. I would put a vintage smooth, not a crocodile brown strap on it, and I think it'll make the watch look a lot nicer. Brown or a black one, it depends. We'll see how that goes, and see whatever I have lying around the house. And one thing that I didn't actually mention was about the movement. So I couldn't actually tell what movement was in it. It's a quartz movement, obviously, but it is hackable. So if you turn to take that out, the second marker there stops. So that's kind of cool. And you're getting a second. I'll have to do a bit more digging. So if you guys know, or if you own this watch, please let me know in the comment section below, because I don't actually, and I've asked left and right, and I couldn't actually see. Nobody would answer me, and I looked at forums, but then again, there's not a lot of interest probably on the forums about this Cadisen. But still, I'm overall surprised, and I'm overall impressed with this. Good level of finishing, feels really, really solid, and it's actually really good. Would I recommend buying this watch? Yes, I definitely would. It was a pleasant surprise. Not on this strap though. For me, it was just something to see if I would like it, and I do, but I don't think it actually suits the watch. So guys, again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for staying until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please click a like and subscribe, and that would help the channel quite a lot. So thank you very much for staying until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.